The airport terminal buzzed with the chaos of delayed flights, but for Elena Ramirez, the real storm hit when she spotted her ex-lover, Mia Thompson, across the crowded gate, their eyes locking in a moment that froze time and unearthed buried secrets. Elena's heart pounded as Mia approached, her smile masking the years of unspoken pain, but the words that followed, "I've never stopped loving you," ignited a fire that threatened to burn down the carefully constructed life Elena had built to hide her truth. In that instant, Elena knew this chance encounter wasn't fate. It was the catalyst for a reckoning with her family's expectations, society's judgments, and the moral dilemmas she'd long suppressed. Elena clutched her boarding pass, her fingers trembling as she stared at the departure board. Flight 287 to New York, delayed indefinitely due to mechanical issues. She cursed under her breath, glancing at her watch. 1:45 p.m. Eastern Time. As a corporate lawyer in her mid-30s, based in Chicago, Elena thrived on control, schedules, and the illusion of a perfect life. Married to David for 5 years, with a spacious condo in Lincoln Park and a golden retriever named Max, she embodied the American dream her immigrant parents had drilled into her since childhood. But beneath the polished exterior lay a fracture that had never healed. Her love for women, a truth she buried deep after a devastating college romance. Mia appeared like a ghost from that past. Tall, with sharp features and auburn hair cascading over her shoulders, she wore a simple black turtleneck and jeans that screamed effortless confidence. Elena's breath caught as Mia weaved through the throng of frustrated passengers, her green eyes piercing straight into Elena's soul. "Elena? Is that really you?" Mia's voice was soft, laced with genuine surprise, but Elena detected the undercurrent of something more. Regret, perhaps, or unresolved longing. They hadn't spoken in over a decade, not since their senior year at Northwestern University, where stolen kisses in dorm rooms had evolved into a passionate affair that ended in heartbreak. Elena had chosen the safe path. Law school, a heterosexual marriage, and assimilation into a world that rewarded conformity. Mia, on the other hand, had embraced her identity, becoming an outspoken activist for LGBTQ+ rights in San Francisco. The contrast couldn't have been starker. Yeah, it's me," Elena stammered, forcing a smile. "What are you doing in Chicago?" "Conference on queer representation in media," Mia replied, her tone casual but her gaze intense. "Heading back to Cali." "You. Business in New York." Elena shifted uncomfortably, aware of the ring on her finger glinting under the fluorescent lights. The gate area felt smaller, the announcements overhead blurring into white noise. They found seats side by side, the delay stretching into hours. Conversation started innocently, catching up on careers, mutual friends, but soon veered into dangerous territory. "You look happy," Mia said, her eyes flicking to Elena's wedding band. "He must be a great guy." Elena hesitated, the lie tasting bitter. "David's steady, reliable." But as Mia shared stories of her life, protests, relationships with women, the freedom of authenticity, Elena's facade cracked. She confessed snippets, the suffocating dinners with her conservative Catholic parents, who still prayed for her to have children, the late nights at the office to avoid intimacy with David, the gnawing emptiness that no promotion could fill. By the time the flight was rescheduled for evening, Mia's hand brushed Elena's, a spark igniting old flames. "You deserve more than this half-life, Elena," Mia whispered. "Remember who you were, who we were." That night, back in her hotel room, the delay had forced an overnight stay. Elena couldn't sleep. Mia's words echoed, stirring a rebellion she'd long suppressed. She texted David a vague excuse about work, then messaged Mia. "Coffee tomorrow?" It was a small step, but one that carried the weight of potential destruction. The next morning, over lattes in a bustling downtown cafe, the floodgates opened. Mia revealed she'd never fully moved on, that every relationship since had paled in comparison. Elena admitted the same, tears streaming as she described the pressure from her family, her mother's subtle hints about grandchildren, her father's outright disdain for those lifestyles during holiday gatherings. "They came from Mexico for a better life," Elena said, voice breaking. "Coming out would shatter them. And David, he's innocent in all this." Mia's expression hardened with empathy. "But what about you? You're sacrificing your soul for their approval." "Society's changing, Elena. Look at the progress, marriage equality, pride parades in every city. You don't have to hide anymore. The conversation escalated into a heated debate. Elena defended her choices: stability, financial security, the avoidance of discrimination in her male-dominated firm. Mia countered with stories of friends who'd lost everything but gained freedom, jobs, families, but ultimately self-respect. Betrayal starts with yourself, Mia argued. Every day you pretend, you're betraying the woman I loved. Elena left the cafe conflicted, her mind a whirlwind. Back at work that week, she threw herself into cases, but Mia's texts kept coming. Encouraging, flirtatious, pulling her toward the edge. One evening, after a tense dinner with David where he mentioned starting a family, Elena snapped. She drove to a park, called Mia, and poured out her fears. If I leave, I'll lose everything. My parents love my marriage, maybe my career. Then fight for it, Mia urged. Come to San Francisco. Start over with me. The proposition hung like a guillotine. Elena weighed the costs. The divorce proceedings, the judgmental stares from colleagues, the potential disownment. Yet, for the first time she felt alive, the dormant passion awakening. By week's end, she booked a ticket to California, telling David it was a work trip. The lie burned, but the anticipation of seeing Mia again outweighed the guilt. Landing in San Francisco, the city's vibrant energy hit Elena like a wave. Mia picked her up, their hug lingering too long, charged with electricity. They spent the weekend exploring Golden Gate Bridge walks, dinners in the Castro district, where same-sex couples held hands openly. For Elena it was a glimpse of paradise, but shadows loomed. Phone calls from her mother probed suspiciously. When are you coming home? David sounds worried. On their last night, in Mia's cozy apartment overlooking the bay, emotions boiled over. I can't go back to that life, Elena confessed, her voice resolute. But I need time to end things properly. Mia nodded, pulling her close. We'll face it together. Little did Elena know, this decision would unravel threads she never anticipated, setting off a chain of confrontations that tested loyalties and morals to their core. As Elena returned to Chicago, the high from San Francisco faded into dread. David's welcoming hug felt like a cage. His questions about the trip met with evasive answers. You seem different, he noted over dinner, his kind eyes searching hers. Elena forced a smile, but inside turmoil raged. She loved David as a friend, but the charade exhausted her. That night she lay awake, replaying Mia's words. Betrayal starts with yourself. The next day at the office, a high-stakes merger demanded her focus, but distractions mounted. Mia's messages, photos of their weekend, plans for the future, clashed with reality. Elena's boss, a staunch conservative, made offhand remarks about family values during a meeting, reminding her of the firm's unwritten rules. Coming out could jeopardize partnerships, client trust. Home life intensified the pressure. Her parents visited for Sunday brunch, her mother eyeing her suspiciously. You're not yourself, Mija. Is everything okay with David? Elena nodded, but the conversation turned to grandchildren, her father's stern voice echoing societal norms. A woman's duty is to build a legacy. The weight of their expectations, rooted in cultural heritage and religious beliefs, crushed her. She excused herself to the bathroom, texting Mia. I can't do this much longer. Mia's response was swift. Then don't. Tell them. Emboldened, Elena began small acts of rebellion. She attended a virtual LGBTQ+ support group, hearing stories of others who'd navigated similar paths, lost families but gained authenticity. One woman's tale of disownment hit hard. The pain fades, but the freedom lasts. Yet doubt crept in. Was she selfish? David had supported her career, her dreams. Destroying his world for her happiness felt like a moral betrayal. The turning point came midweek. David found an undelete text from Mia. Can't wait to hold you again. His face paled as he confronted her. Who is she? The question hung heavy, Elena's silence confirming his fears. Tears flowed as David paced, voice cracking. I thought we were happy. Was it all a lie? Elena broke down, explaining her suppressed identity, the college affair, the societal pressures that led her to marry him. I love you, but not like that. I tried to make it work. David's hurt turned to anger. You used me as a cover. That's not love, that's cowardice. The argument escalated, doors slamming, accusations flying. David stormed out, leaving Elena alone with her choices. She called Mia, sobbing. It's done. But it hurts so much. Good, Mia said gently. Pain means you're alive. The fallout spread. David filed for divorce the next day, citing irreconcilable differences to spare public scandal. Elena's parents learned through him, their reaction explosive. A family meeting at their modest home in the suburbs turned into an interrogation. How could you do this? Her mother wailed, clutching her rosary. It's a sin. What will the community say? Her father, stoic but furious. We raised you better. This is not our way. Elena defended herself, voice steady despite tears. This is who I am. Hiding it was killing me. But their disapproval cut deep, threats of cutting ties looming. Choose your lifestyle or your family. Society's judgment amplified the isolation. Whispers at work. Colleagues side-eyeing her during breaks, clients hesitating on calls. A promotion she'd eyed slipped away, her boss citing personal distractions. Elena felt the sting of discrimination, the subtle barriers she'd always feared. Amid the chaos, Mia offered solace via video calls, planning Elena's move to San Francisco. We'll build a new life, she promised. But cracks appeared. Mia's activism sometimes felt performative, her stories of past relationships revealing a pattern of short-term commitments. Elena wondered if she was trading one cage for another. A pivotal confrontation arose when Elena discovered Mia had been in touch with a mutual college friend, sharing details of their rekindled romance without consent. It was just venting, Mia explained when confronted. I needed support. Elena felt betrayed. My life is imploding and you're gossiping? The argument highlighted their differences, Mia's openness clashing with Elena's need for privacy. You're still half in the closet, Mia accused. When will you fully commit? The tension peaked during a weekend visit to Chicago. Mia arrived intending to help pack, but clashed with Elena over strategy. Confront your parents again, Mia pushed. Show them we're real. Elena resisted. It's not that simple. They're my blood. The night ended in silence, Mia sleeping on the couch. As the divorce proceedings dragged on, Elena faced financial hits, splitting assets, alimony debates. David's lawyer painted her as deceitful, forcing her to relive painful truths in court. The emotional toll mounted. Therapy sessions uncovered deep-seated guilt, the moral quandary of her deception weighing heavy. Yet, glimmers of awakening emerged. Elena joined a local lesbian support group, finding solidarity in shared stories. One member, a teacher fired for coming out, inspired her. The cost is high, but so is the reward. Elena began advocating subtly at work, challenging biased comments, earning quiet respect from allies. By month's end, with boxes packed, Elena stood at a crossroads. Mia's impatience grew. If you're not all in, maybe this isn't right. The words stung, forcing Elena to question if her sacrifices were for love or escape. In a moment of clarity, Elena drove to her parents' house unannounced. I won't beg for acceptance, she declared. But I hope one day you'll see me as your daughter, not a disappointment. Her mother's tears and father's silence offered no resolution, but Elena left with a sense of closure, her first true act of defiance. Boarding the plane to San Francisco, heart heavy yet hopeful, Elena texted Mia. I'm coming. But we need to talk. The flight symbolized her leap into uncertainty, the price of authenticity already paid in broken bonds and self-doubt. Elena's arrival in San Francisco was a whirlwind of promise and pitfalls. Mia greeted her at the airport with flowers and a kiss that drew stares. Affectionate, public, everything Elena had craved yet feared. They drove to Mia's apartment, the city lights twinkling like stars of possibility. This is our fresh start, Mia said, squeezing her hand. But reality intruded swiftly. Unpacking boxes, Elena grappled with job hunting in a new city. Her Chicago firm offered a transfer, but whispers of her personal issues followed, making interviews tense. We value diversity, one recruiter said. But Elena sensed the underlying scrutiny. Society's progress felt superficial. Subtle biases lingered in professional circles. Living with Mia amplified internal conflicts. Mia's world was unapologetically queer, Pride flags in the living room, weekend rallies, friends who shared war stories of coming out. Elena admired it but felt like an outsider, her conservative upbringing clashing with the openness. During a dinner party, Mia's friends grilled her. "How do you stay closeted so long?" Elena defended her past. "It wasn't choice, it was survival." Mia jumped in supportively but later confessed frustration. "You need to own your story." The strain built. Mia's activism demanded time. Protests against anti-LGBTQ+ legislation, late-night strategy sessions. Elena, still healing from divorce wounds, felt neglected. "I uprooted my life for us," she argued one evening. "But you're always out fighting the world." Mia's retort. "The world needs fighting. If you're not with me, you're part of the problem." The words echoed Elena's family disputes, highlighting a moral divide. Mia's absolutism versus Elena's nuance. Betrayal struck unexpectedly. Scrolling through Mia's phone, a jealous impulse Elena regretted. She found messages to an ex. "Elena's great, but she's so hesitant. Miss our fire." Heart-shattering, Elena confronted Mia. "Is this what commitment looks like?" Mia admitted the flirtation. "It was nothing physical, just emotional venting. You're transitioning. It's hard." But the excuse rang hollow. Elena felt the sting of hypocrisy. Mia preaching authenticity while hiding her doubts. The fight escalated into a night of raw accusations. "You pushed me to leave everything," Elena yelled. "Was it for me or your ego?" Mia countered. "I gave you courage. Don't blame me for your regrets." In the aftermath, Elena moved to a sublet, needing space. Solitude forced introspection. Had she traded one form of suppression for another? Therapy revealed patterns, seeking saviors instead of self-reliance. She volunteered at a LGBTQ+ center, counseling others on coming out, finding purpose in shared pain. Reconciliation attempts faltered. Mia apologized but trust eroded. During a joint therapy session, truths emerged. Mia's fear of settling down, Elena's unresolved guilt over David and her parents. "We both have baggage," the therapist noted. "Decide if it's worth carrying together." Society's pressures compounded the drama. News of conservative backlash, bills restricting queer rights, mirrored Elena's internal battles. At a rally, Elena spoke publicly for the first time. "I lost my family, my marriage for this truth. But hiding costs more." The crowd cheered, Mia beaming from the sidelines, but Elena felt exposed, vulnerable. A shocking twist came via email. Her mother reached out. "I've been thinking. Come home for Thanksgiving." Hope flickered but conditions attached. "Alone." Elena agonized, reconnect or stand firm. She chose the latter, replying, "Only if you accept all of me." Silence followed, deepening the wound. Mia's impatience led to an ultimatum. "Commit fully or let go." Elena, empowered by her growth, responded, "I need someone who understands compromise." The breakup was mutual, tearful, a painful but necessary severance. Alone in her new city, Elena focused on rebuilding. She landed a job at a progressive firm, advocating for queer clients. Friendships formed, free of romantic entanglements. Reflections on her journey revealed the costs. Shattered relationships, financial strain, emotional scars. But gains emerged: authenticity, resilience, a voice. One evening, scrolling social media, Elena saw David's post. Remarried, happy. Guilt resurfaced, but she messaged congratulations, closing that chapter. As winter approached, Elena attended a support group holiday party. There, she met women with similar stories, forging bonds based on mutual understanding. For the first time, she felt at home in her skin, the price of her choices transforming into strength. Yet doubts lingered. Had the betrayals and losses been worth it? The question haunted her, a moral puzzle without easy answers. Post-breakup, Elena threw herself into her new role at the San Francisco law firm, specializing in civil rights cases. Defending a young lesbian couple against housing discrimination, she channeled her pain into purpose. "Your story matters," she told them, echoing the encouragement she'd craved. Victories in court brought validation, but the work exposed societal undercurrents. Hate crimes rising, conservative pushback intensifying. Elena's speeches at events drew crowds, her narrative of sacrifice resonating. "I paid dearly for my truth," but silence cost souls. Personal reckonings continued. A surprise call from her father shattered the calm. Your mother misses you. This choice of yours, it's hard, but family is family. Skeptical, Elena agreed to a visit, flying to Chicago with trepidation. The reunion was tense. Awkward hugs, stilted conversations. Her mother avoided the topic, focusing on food and weather, but her father pulled her aside. We were wrong to judge so harshly. The church says one thing, but love says another. Tears flowed as they hugged, a fragile bridge rebuilt. Yet, full acceptance remained elusive. Subtle comments revealed lingering biases. Back in San Francisco, Elena dated casually, wary of deep entanglements. One woman, Sarah, a teacher with a gentle spirit, sparked interest. Their dates, hikes in Muir Woods, coffee in bookstores, felt organic, free of drama. But Mia re-entered the picture unexpectedly. At a fundraiser they crossed paths. Mia, now single, approached. You look strong. I'm proud. Conversation turned confessional. Mia admitted her flaws. I pushed too hard because I was scared of losing you. Elena shared her growth. I needed to find myself first. No reconciliation but closure. A mutual acknowledgement of the damage done. Moral dilemmas peaked when Elena's firm took a controversial case. Representing a company accused of queer discrimination, colleagues urged acceptance for the paycheck, but Elena refused, citing ethics. We can't betray our community for profit. The decision cost her a bonus, straining finances, but solidified her integrity. Family ties tested further. Her parents visited San Francisco, meeting Sarah. Discomfort was palpable. Her mother's forced smiles, father's averted eyes during hand-holding. Dinner devolved into debate. This isn't natural, her father argued. Elena countered. Love is love. Denying it hurts everyone. The visit ended strained, but seeds of change planted. Her mother later sent a text, praying for understanding. Society's mirror reflected Elena's struggles. Protests against trans bans drew her in, where she witnessed violence, police clashes, hateful slurs. Injured in a scuffle, bandaged arm in a sling, she questioned the fight. Is progress worth the blood? But a young activist's thanks renewed her resolve. Your story gives me hope. As spring bloomed, Elena and Sarah deepened their bond. Sarah's patience contrasted Mia's intensity, allowing Elena to heal. Yet a betrayal surfaced. Sarah confessed hiding a past marriage to a man, mirroring Elena's history. I was scared you'd judge. Hurt, Elena lashed out. Trust is everything. They worked through it in therapy, emerging stronger. But the incident underscored recurring themes, deception's ripple effects. Climax built during Pride Month. Elena organized a panel on internalized homophobia, sharing her journey publicly. Midway, Mia appeared in the audience, heckling. You act like a victim, but you chose the closet. Shocked, Elena responded calmly. We all make choices. Mine led here. The confrontation went viral, sparking online debates. Supporters praising her poise, critics accusing hypocrisy. The backlash hit hard. Doxing threats, firm pressure to step back. Elena stood firm, but the toll mounted. Sleepless nights, anxiety attacks. In a moment of weakness, she called her ex-husband David. Did I ruin your life? His response surprised. You freed us both. I'm happier now. Awakening crystallized. Elena realized the narrative wasn't black and white. Choices carried shades of gray, each with costs and redemptions. She proposed to Sarah during a quiet sunset walk, ring symbolizing commitment on her terms. But doubts persisted, fueling a final introspection. Had her path been right, or merely the lesser evil? Elena's engagement to Sarah brought a semblance of stability, but the undercurrents of drama persisted. Wedding planning exposed fissures. Sarah's liberal family embraced them, while Elena's parents hesitated on RSVPs. We'll come, her mother finally said, voice tentative. The ceremony, a small affair in Golden Gate Park, symbolized triumph over adversity. Vows exchanged amid blooming flowers. Elena felt a rush of liberation, but glances from her father reminded her of the fragile peace. Post-honeymoon, professional challenges escalated. Elena's viral confrontation with Mia led to a book deal. A memoir on navigating queer identity in conservative spaces. Writing unearthed buried traumas, the college breakup, marriage facade, family rifts. Publishers pushed for sensationalism. Amp up the betrayal. Elena resisted. This is truth, not tabloid. Society's gaze intensified. Interviews on podcasts dissected her life, critics labeling her opportunistic. One op-ed accused. She profited from pain she caused. Elena defended in a rebuttal. Sharing heals, even if it hurts. The exposure drew allies but also enemies, hate mail, online trolls questioning her morality. Personal betrayals resurfaced. Mia, now a rival activist, published an article subtly shading Elena. Some hide then claim heroism. Furious, Elena confronted her at a conference. This is petty. We both suffered. Mia's admission. Jealousy got me. You moved on, I haven't. The exchange, overheard, fueled gossip, testing Elena's resolve. Family dynamics shifted dramatically. During a holiday visit, her brother revealed a secret. I'm gay too. Your courage inspired me. Shocked, Elena supported him through his coming out, but it reignited parental tensions. Her father exploded. One was enough. This family's cursed. The argument peaked with ultimatums. Accept both or lose them. Elena's mother mediated tearfully. I can't lose my children. Incremental progress. Therapy sessions together. Slow bridges built. Moral quandaries deepen with a case. Defending a politician with anti-LGBTQ+ history who claimed reform. Colleagues advocated. Everyone deserves representation. Elena declined. Not at the cost of integrity. The choice isolated her professionally, but Sarah's support anchored her. You're my hero. As the memoir launched, launch events drew crowds. One night, David attended, offering congratulations. Proud of you. Closure washed over Elena, the guilt easing. Yet, a final twist. Sarah confessed considering children via adoption. Elena, haunted by her parents' expectations, hesitated. Am I ready? What if society judges our family? Debates ensued, highlighting ongoing struggles, balancing personal desires with external pressures. In quiet moments, Elena reflected on the journey's toll. Lost loves, fractured bonds, self-doubt. But transformations shone. Authenticity, advocacy, love on her terms. The story's end posed an open query, inviting introspection. Was Elena's path of upheaval and revelation ultimately justified? Or did the damages outweigh the awakenings?